Greetings, seekers of truth, and a warm welcome to the morale. There is a silent tragedy that unfolds in the lives of smart, capable people every single day. It is not the tragedy of failure, at least not failure in the dramatic, explosive sense. It is the tragedy of drifting. You wake up, you go to work, you pay your bills, you scroll through your phone, you go to sleep. On paper, you are doing everything right. You are a responsible adult. But deep down, in the quiet moments of the night, there is a sinking feeling in your gut, a fog, a question that haunts you. Is this it? Is this all I am building? You feel busy. God knows you are exhausted, but you do not feel like you are moving. You feel like a hamster on a wheel, running at maximum speed, sweating, striving, but remaining in the exact same geographical coordinate year after year. This is not a lack of effort. You are trying hard. This is not a lack of intelligence. You are smart. This is a lack of strategy. Most people live their lives tactically. They react to the immediate problem. The email pings, they answer. The boss calls, they run. The bill comes, they pay. They are fighting a war with a knife, slashing at the jungle directly in front of their faces, never climbing the tree to see where they are actually going. Today, we are going to climb the tree. We are going to explore the profound insights of Thibaut Meurisse's book, Strategic Mindset. We are going to teach you how to stop playing checkers with your life and start playing chess. We are going to move you from being a reactive drifter to a strategic grandmaster. Let us begin with a metaphor. Imagine a ship in the middle of the vast, dark ocean. The engine is running. The crew is working hard. The captain is shouting orders to scrub the deck and polish the brass. Everyone is busy. But the ship has no rudder. It has no compass, and it has no destination. Where will that ship end up? Will it reach a paradise island? Unlikely. It will drift with the currents. It will be battered by the storms. Eventually, it will run out of fuel and sink in the middle of nowhere. You are that ship. If you do not have clear, written, terrifyingly specific long-term goals, you are drifting. You are letting the currents of society, advertising, peer pressure, your parents' expectations steer your life. Meurisse argues that the first step to a strategic mindset is the long-term vision. Without a destination, you cannot steer. If you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, how can you possibly know what to do today? Most people avoid this. Why? Because it is scary. To define a goal is to define the possibility of failure. If you say, "I want to be a director," and you don't get it, you failed. If you say, "I just want to do my best," you can never fail, but you could never succeed either. You must stop defaulting to short-term comfort. Impulse buying that watch is a short-term comfort. Investing that money is a long-term strategy. Eating that pizza is a short-term comfort. Fasting is a long-term strategy. Scrolling TikTok is a short-term comfort. Reading this book is a long-term strategy. The protocol is grab a notebook, not a digital note, paper. Write down, in 5 years, who am I? Do not write, "I want to be successful." That is vague nonsense. Write, "I want to manage a team of 20 people. I want to own a house with a garden. I want to have 15% body fat. I want to speak Spanish." Now that we have a destination, we must look at how we work. There is a dangerous disease in modern culture called efficiency. We are obsessed with speed. We want to clear the inbox. We want to check off the to-do list. We wear busyness like a badge of honor. "Oh, I'm so busy," we say, expecting applause. But Meurisse drops a hammer on this concept. Are you doing the right things, or are you just doing things right? There is a massive difference between efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is climbing the ladder fast. Effectiveness is making sure the ladder is leaning against the right wall. If you climb the ladder at record speed, but it is leaning against the wrong building, you have simply arrived at the wrong place faster than anyone else. You are a busy fool. Think about your average day. You spend hours replying to emails, sitting in meetings that don't concern you, organizing files and helping colleagues with their work. You go home exhausted. You worked 10 hours. But did you move the needle on your long-term vision? Did you get closer to the destination? Usually, the answer is no. You spent the day bailing water out of the ship, but you didn't turn the wheel. The Eisenhower Matrix. To cultivate a strategic mindset, you must ruthlessly filter your tasks. Divide your tasks into 3 categories. Important, these move you toward your long-term goals. Strategy planning, skill acquisition, health. Urgent, these scream for attention but often don't matter. Most emails, phone calls, interruptions. Neither, pure waste. Social media, gossip. The drifter spends 90% of his time on the urgent category. He's reactive. The strategist spends 90% of his time on the important category. He's proactive. You must learn the power of no. Every time you say yes to a minor request, you are saying no to your own future. Can you join this meeting? No. Can you help me with this report? No. Can you come out for drinks? No. This feels uncomfortable. We are people pleasers, but you cannot please everyone and save yourself at the same time. You must choose. If we stop being busy, what should we do? We should do less, but better. This brings us to the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who noticed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the people. He looked deeper and found this ratio everywhere. 80% of sales come from 20% of clients. 80% of complaints come from 20% of customers. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Look at your to-do list. If there are 10 items, 2 of them are worth more than the other 8 combined. The mistake we make is treating all tasks as equal. We start with the easy ones, the snack tasks, to feel productive. We check off items 1 through 8. We feel good. But items 9 and 10, the hard ones, the scary ones, are the ones that actually matter, and we leave them for tomorrow. Here is your new operating system. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you check your email, write down your top 3. Ask yourself, if I could only do 3 things today, which 3 would make the biggest impact on my 5-year vision? 1 hour of deep study on a new skill. Drafting the strategy for the new project. 30 minutes of high-intensity exercise. Everything else is noise. Do these 3 first. Eat the big frogs first. If you finish these 3 by noon, you have won the day. If you spend all day on email and miss these 3, you have lost the day. Busyness is not the goal. Impact is the goal. Now, you might be thinking, but my goals are huge. How can I achieve them with just 3 tasks? This is where the strategist understands something the drifter does not: compound interest. The drifter wants a shortcut. He wants to lose 20 pounds in a week. He wants to learn Spanish in a month. He sets massive, unsustainable goals. He goes to the gym for 3 hours on Monday, hurts himself, and quits on Wednesday. This is the crammer's mentality. It works in school for a test, but it fails in life. The strategist plays the game of incremental growth. The book introduces the concept of the 1% improvement. If you get just 1% better every single day, mathematically, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year. 1.01 to the power of 365 equals 37.78. You do not need to jump over the mountain. You just need to walk up the path. Fitness. Don't vow to run a marathon. Vow to walk 15 minutes today, then 16 minutes tomorrow. Career. Don't vow to read a library. Vow to read 10 pages a day. Skill. Don't vow to master coding, vow to write code for 20 minutes. The philosophy of consistency. Meurisse writes, "Don't wait for motivation, focus on consistency." Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes like the weather. You cannot rely on it. Consistency is a discipline. It is a choice. When you commit to small steps, you remove the fear. Walking 15 minutes isn't scary. Reading 10 pages isn't scary. So you do it. And because you do it, you get a small win. That win releases dopamine. That dopamine gives you the fuel to do it again tomorrow. Before you know it, you are running. You are reading volumes. You are coding apps. Small steps are not insignificant. They are the tectonic plates of your life. When they move mountains. We have discussed managing tasks. Now we must discuss managing biology. We are taught to manage time. I have 8 hours, I should work 8 hours. This is a factory mindset. Machines work linearly. Humans work cyclically. We have an ultradian rhythm. Our energy flows in cycles of roughly 90 minutes. We have peaks and valleys. The drifter tries to fight his biology. He tries to do creative work at 3 p.m. when his brain is in a fog. He drinks 5 coffees to force his brain to work. He burns out. The strategist surfs the wave. You need to audit your energy. For 3 days, track how you feel every hour. The peak. When are you sharpest? For most, this is the morning, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The trough. When are you sluggish? Usually mid-afternoon, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The recovery. When do you get a second wind? 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The strategic schedule. Once you know your rhythm, map your tasks to your energy. High energy, morning. Do the top 3. Creative work, hard problem solving, writing. Never waste this time on email. Low energy, afternoon. Do the urgent/admin work. Reply to emails, fill out forms, sit in boring meetings. Your brain is tired, so give it mindless work. Recovery, evening. Learning, reading, planning for tomorrow. Stop trying to be a machine. Respect the animal you are. Rest is not laziness. Rest is a strategic weapon. If you don't recharge the battery, the flashlight dies. What makes a Grandmaster chess player different from a novice? It is not that he knows more moves, it is that he asks better questions. When a problem hits the drifter, he asks, "Why is this happening to me?" Victim mindset. Or he asks, "How do I fix this quickly?" Band-aid mindset. The strategist pauses. He does not jump to solutions, he interrogates the problem. Meurisse outlines a framework for strategic inquiry. For every major challenge, ask 3 questions. Why does this problem exist? Dig for the root cause. Don't just fix the leak, find out why the pipe burst. Is it a system failure? Is it a skill gap? What are all the possible solutions? The first answer is usually the most obvious, but rarely the best. Force yourself to come up with 3 distinct solutions. Solution A, the standard way. Solution B, the risky, fast way. Solution C, the counterintuitive way, doing nothing, outsourcing, deleting the project. Which solution gives the maximum result for the minimum effort? Apply the 80-20 rule to your solutions. Creativity as a muscle. We often think creativity is for artists. Strategy is creativity. It is the ability to see a path where others see a wall. Train this muscle. Every day, look at a problem in your life and write down 3 ways to solve it. Your car broke down? Fix it. Standard. Sell it and use Uber. Radical. Buy a bike and get fit. Transformative. By forcing your brain to generate options, you become flexible. You become dangerous to your problems. Finally, the strategist knows his limits. The drifter has an ego. He thinks he has to solve everything alone. He is afraid to ask for help because he thinks it makes him look weak. The strategist knows that collective intelligence is superior to individual intelligence. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be the one who gathers the smartest ideas. When you face a blockage, don't bang your head against the wall. Ask, consult, brainstorm, leverage the brains of others. A junior employee might see a solution you missed because they are looking from a different angle. A friend might have faced this exact problem last year. Listening is a strategic act. Silence is a strategic act. Drop the need to be the hero. Focus on the need to win. So, here we stand. You have the tools. You have the compass, long-term vision. You have the filter, effectiveness versus efficiency. You have the lever, the top 3. You have the compounder, incremental growth. You have the clock, energy management. You have the questions, strategic inquiry. The difference between the life you have and the life you want is not luck. It is not destiny. It is strategy. You have been playing the game of life with your eyes closed, reacting to every pawn that moves. Open your eyes. Look at the whole board. Stop drifting. Stop being busy. Stop waiting for motivation. Start planning, start prioritizing, start building. Your life is a ship. You are the captain. Take the wheel. This is the morale, seeking truth, finding strategy, and mastering the game.